Welcome to the Smoke That Thunders Off Air, and we have a repeat guest. In the first broadcast, Macy got the opportunity to interview her, and I was behind the scenes, jealous, gritting through my teeth for the opportunity to interview her. And then our friends at Algo also interviewed her for an hour. Now I get 3 minutes. So she doesn't need any introduction. She likes to be called Zaar. I find it really hard to call her Zaar. So, how are you doing, Zaar?
I'm fantastic, Sean. How are you?
No, I'm good. And thank you for agreeing to do this for the third time. And today you are a pioneer. You're launching something. Could you tell us more about what you have launched?
Oh my goodness. We launched the baby to City Church, the Sisterhood Ministry. That's why we're here today.
Oh, fantastic. And what we talked to Mr. Oladipo just before this, and he said in South Africa, when you guys stayed in South Africa, there was something like this and it had like 5,000 women. So I want to ask, was that an inspiration or it's something that you've carried ever since you stepped your foot in Poland?
The sisterhood has always been something that has been important to me. There was a point in my life where I was like, I don't need girls, because I grew up as a tomboy. Hung around the boys most of the time, thought girls were like nonsensical. That was me.
Yeah.
Until I got to a point where I understood the value of having sisters in your life and what a sisterhood can do for women. And that's when I started just having women around me and just starting the sisterhood in whatever form or way that I could. So yes, I mean, from our home church, that has always been an inspiration for me in how 5,000-6,000 women can gather for God. But the sisterhood has always been something that's very strong to my heart.
Oh, and yeah, we could see by the energy, but you always have energy.
Oh, wait.
And last week, obviously, because I have your contact on WhatsApp, it was your daughter's birthday.
Yes.
As a mother, what do you think is the importance of her coming and seeing her mom pioneer such events?
Knowing that she can, knowing that she can start anything anywhere. And there isn't a limit to whether you are in a different continent, to whether you start with 5. I mean, when we started this sisterhood, it was literally in a coffee shop with just 3 women. And then it became 5, and it became 10, and it became 15, until I got to a point where I said, Pastor Scott, I can't do this anymore. We've got to formalize this because this is important to the house of God. And I think for Hannah, it's important for her to see that, you know what, you can do everything and anything that you want to be. She said to me yesterday that, Mommy, you're always busy. And I said, yes, I am. But she appreciates that in the business, I always find time for them, for her as well. So just showing her that, you know what, you can. And I mean, she did my makeup today.
Really?
And it was her moment of contributing to this ministry. And I mean, she said to me, Mommy, I want to do your makeup because I'm not good at those things. And she is. And to her, it was like, I'm doing this for my mom. So the spirit has started quite young, and I'm proud of her. Yeah.
The little tree is already growing in her heart. And I always see you as an embodiment of course, obviously I watched your episode with Algo, as the embodiment of the Rainbow Nation.
Yes.
Because you are a Rainbow Nation within yourself. And this leads me to that in the sisterhood, obviously this is City Church, different countries, different nationalities, different, I would say, outlooks on life.
Yeah.
Is that difficult? Because you mentioned earlier that it was first 10, 15, then it got so big. So I want to ask, were there any growing pains?
I think with everything, there are always going to be growing pains. But I think the growing pains are beautiful because then we get to have the conversations on why are we fighting? Why are we struggling with this? Why is this so important to you and not to you? And in that, we begin to understand each other and begin to learn from each other, which is what this is all about. It's about sisters understanding each other, learning from each other, and growing from there in a safe space and in faith as well. So growing pains will be in anything that you start, but it's having the right heart and understanding that this is much bigger than us. It's not about us, it's about God.
Which obviously Hannah is part of. And then the next thing I want to ask is, you're an outgoing person, you're an extrovert. Was there an adjustment period for you to be fully Zaar once you got to Poland, or it was instant? Like first day in Poland, you're already for 100% Zaar.
Do you know I'm actually not an extrovert?
Oh, really?
I am not, and I am actually. What do you call it? Is it an introverted extrovert? Or whatever it is called.
Yeah.
I need to get into, but because of who I am and what I try and be, because of my purpose to the world, I have to show up in such a way. And as much as sometimes it's hard for me, I do it for the next sister, for the next person, for the one who feels they don't belong, or for the one who's struggling. So sometimes I have to psych myself, but I always know that this is my purpose and this is what I was called to do. And because of that, I have to do it. I mean, it's like Paul. Paul struggled with an ailment that we don't even know about to this date in the Bible. But he knew that he had to do this. And even though I have this, God has called me for such a time as this. And this is what I'm called to do. And I will do it regardless of who I am. So yes, I always try and make sure that it is instant. I always try and make sure that in the moment I do what needs to be done, because that is who I am and that is what I was called to do.
And actually leads me into something that I believe in, which is a phrase that to those that much is given, much is expected.
Yes.
It feels like, if you are an outgoing person, if people find you likable, you feel like God gave you this loan and you have to pay it back through the works of your lives, which I do see in you. And this leads me to the next question, because not every lady who needs this is, what's the message you would tell to the ladies that are watching, either in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, in Poland, and throughout the world? What's the message you'd send to them?
The message, I think, is the message that we are talking about today, that you are enough. You already have everything to be great, to be powerful, to be anything that you've ever wanted to be. Just go out there and use your God-given talent. But don't use it and be Zaar. Use it to be the best of who God called you out to be. You are enough. Come on. And that every woman needs a sisterhood. We can't do this alone. I can't carry this mantle alone. And that is why we have a leadership team. I have a leadership team behind me, that when I am weak, they're going to be strong. When I am no longer here, they're going to carry the baton and carry on this beautiful baby that we've birthed. So do it in your strength, in your light, but don't do it alone.
I think that's an amazing message. And when you're saying that, I actually remember from an earlier interview I watched, you said everyone needs a mentor.
Yes.
And obviously, by age and by experience, you're naturally the mentor,
Oh, yeah, right.
Wouldn't it nicely? And obviously, because you mentor so many people, do you still have a mentor? Or you've gotten to an age where or a stage in your life where all the information is coming from inside out rather than from outside in?
No, you always at any stage have somebody who is more knowledgeable than you, somebody who has walked the path and has a story to tell, someone who can feed into your life, or someone who's at your level, who can strengthen you while you both walk the journey. So I still have people that I've surrounded myself with who are greater than me, who are at the same level than me, and some who are even younger than me, who I learn from. Because, there are younger people like yourself doing amazing things. And I learn from everywhere. And I always say the moment we stop learning from everywhere and everyone is the moment you stop growing.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's me. I'm always learning, and I have mentors, I have coaches. I have a coach myself.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yes. Every executive coach has an executive coach.
Oh, wow.
So, we never stop learning. We never stop growing.
And that's I think that's a perfect place to end on, because obviously you're a wonderful coach, an award-winning coach, as far as I understand. And on behalf of obviously the cast and the crew, we just want to thank you for allowing us to ask you so many questions in 3 different ways with 3 different speakers, because we learn a lot from you. You've been in like 3 different countries.
Yes.
You've got a family, and your love story, as Macy mentioned earlier, is a story that we aspire to have. You know, you're such a beautiful family, and you're generally good people from obviously the outside looking in, and we're just so grateful for everything you have done, and obviously for everything you're still doing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, but we never do it alone.
Amen.
We never ever do it alone. And yes, so the interview ends now.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. That's probably, that's the perfect age.